Welcome back, Triple F fam, to another episode of Two Fools of Fantasy Football. On this episode, we got our booms and busts for week 15. And for most of us, if you're in standard leagues, free leagues from ESPN, this is the start of the 2-week playoff round one.
Ding, ding.
So hopefully you made it. I have 6 teams in the playoffs out of 11. So four of those 5 teams were in 5th place. So I missed it just by 1 spot. So I don't know how Mr. Tyler did. We haven't discussed that yet. But
I can tell you.
Anyway, I am Marty McFly. With me ever is my partner in crime, my cohort, mi compadre, Tyler, the uncool fool.
That's me. I am Tyler, the uncool fool. And I had 6 out of 7 teams make the playoffs this year, which is not too shabby, seeing that I came from 25 teams last year down to 7 this year because I don't have time for 25 teams anymore. So, but I'll take 6 out of 7. That's not a bad deal. The only one I didn't make was, I don't know, but I just didn't make it. So whatever. I think I missed it by 1 or 2 games, if that. I think I came in like 5th or 6th. So, but it's all good. So the next game we're going to talk about is the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Dog Pound Cleveland Browns. This game is going to be played in Cleveland. The boom this week is going to be good old Nick Chubb. Look for him to have a healthy game against the Raiders. And the bust this week is going to be Derek Carr because, let's be honest, Derek Carr has nobody to throw to. And the only guy who's anywhere decent to throw to this week is going to be covered like a blanket against the Browns because they have a very tough secondary. Next game we're going to talk about is probably going to be the game of the week for this week in the NFL is going to be the New England Patriots versus the Indianapolis Colts. This game will be the last game on Saturday night, not Sunday, so mark your DVRs to watch it. The boom will be Mr. Jonathan Taylor. It is no surprise. Every time this guy plays, he is the boom because he is the best. So pretty simple mathematics. And the bust this week for that game is going to be Michael Pittman. New England's got a great secondary. Look for Michael Pittman to be stymied all game long. Jonathan Taylor will probably be stymied a little bit too as well. But the thing with him is that he is better than everybody else on the football field. So that kind of helps. So I'm going to go to Marty, a.k.a. the Nigerian Nightmare over there. And he's going to talk about the Tennessee Titans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers in the next game on the schedule. Marty, take it away.
Thank you, Tyler. Off to the Steel City we go. Tennessee versus Pittsburgh, and a two fools first for the boom is going to be a pair of Deontay's. I know, strange. Wide receiver for Pittsburgh, Mr. Deontay Johnson. Look for him to have a very good game against the Tennessee secondary, and Deontay Foreman, the running back for Tennessee. Look for him to have a decent game against the Pittsburgh front line. And our bust this week is going to be Mr. Harris, the back for Pittsburgh, going against a tough Tennessee line. And hopefully, with all things good, Mr. Henry will be back in the next 2 weeks to help you in the championship round.
I hope so.
Now, on to the Mafia. Carolina visiting Buffalo. Our boom this week is going to be the Bills defense because Carolina is bad. And our bust this week, I just said it, is all Carolina. Enough said. On to Philadelphia. We've got the Washington football team going against the Philadelphia Eagles. Our boom this week is Mr. Hurts, Mr. Jalen Hurts. He will have a phenomenal game against the Washington defense. And our bust this week is going to be old scary Terry McLaurin. He has had a roller coaster season all year long. He'll have 20 points, then 4 points, then 18 points, then 6 points, then 20 points again, then back to 5 points. So when you have him on your bench, you put him in your lineup, he doesn't do shit. So that's his season thus far. And I'm going to end this up with Jacksonville and Houston. Houston visiting the Jags this week. Our boom this week is going to be old James Robinson, running back for the Jaguars. And the bust this week is going to be Urban Meyer.
Oops.
Everyone else in that game. Houston and Jaguars combined. is going to be the bust. And I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. I don't think you should fire a coach after 14 games of a season, no matter how bad the team is. Not his fault. It's not his team. At least give a brand new coach at least a full season, maybe 2, to build up his team and stuff like that. So I don't agree with the firing of Urban Meyer, but I don't know what the front office thought that he was going to take that team to a Super Bowl or even the playoffs. I don't know. So that's just my opinion of it. And I hate firing coaches after one season on a shitty team. So anyway, that's mine. And I'm going to throw it over to Tyler for the Boys and Giants.
All right, cool. Thanks, Marty. Yeah, just to add on to that, I know there was a lot of weird shit that went down this year in Jacksonville with him as their coach. So I don't know. That was just that I don't really follow a lot of coaches and like what happens outside of football, but just kind of this year, like the whole Jacksonville thing, like it was really weird just from the beginning they got hired. So I don't know. It was just kind of a little off kilter in my professional, non-professional football opinion. So next game we're going to talk about is the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Giants. The boom this week is going to be Zeke. Look for him to absolutely have a monster game. Tony Pollard is still nursing an injury, so we don't know if he's going to be back for this game. The Giants have a very, very weak rush defense, so look for Zeke to eat. And the bust this week is going to be, unfortunately, CeeDee Lamb. That hurts me to say that because I am a big fan of CeeDee Lamb, but this week against the Giants secondary, their secondary isn't actually half bad. They're going to have their best cornerback all day on CeeDee Lamb, and that is a very tough matchup for anybody who goes up against the New York Giants. Next game we're talking about is the Arizona Cardinals versus the Detroit Lions. Arizona got smacked in the face against the Rams this Monday. So look for them to come out very angry, very pissed off, and the leader of this crew is going to be James Conner. Look for James Conner to absolutely smash this week and look for him to absolutely just crush Detroit. If you do any kind of betting stuff, if you can get James Conner for a good value, definitely get him. I'm going to go on the record and say he's going to get 2 touchdowns this week again, very, very easily. And the bust is all of Motor City in Detroit. The whole team's going to be a bust. So I don't know if you know this, but the Cardinals have a top 5 defense. Detroit has a bottom 5 offense. So if you want to do the quick math on that, I'll let you all kind of figure that out on your own. Not good for all of Detroit, no matter who plays, starts, or anything else in between. The next game we're going to talk about is the lonely New York Jets versus the high-rising Miami Dolphins. This week, our boom is going to be this guy is going to be in discussion for Rookie of the Year, Jalen Waddle. He is going to be the boom this week for the Miami. And the bust this week is going to be the entire running back room of the New York Jets. They basically all suck or all injured, so just skip all your Jets running backs this weekend. You're welcome. The next game we're going to talk about is the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Denver Broncos. This week, the boom is going to be good old, one-of-a-kind, the speedster, Jerry Jeudy. For Denver. Look for him and Teddy Bridgewater. They have built up a great connection throughout the year. Look for that to continue going. Jeudy last week didn't have his best week, but this week's a new week. They're going against a Bengals defense who's not the best against the pass, so look for Jerry Jeudy to have a really nice week. The bust is going to be T. Higgins. Right now, T. Higgins is playing or practicing very limited. Look for that to go into his Sunday status. It's going to hinder him. So look for T. Higgins to have a bust week this week in your playoffs. The last game I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to throw it back over to the nightmare over there, is the Falcons versus my Niners this weekend. The boom is going to be good old 85. He is back, and he is absolutely feasting. George, I am Kittle. So he is absolutely having a great last couple of games, and look for that to keep on continuing. And the bust this game is going to be Kyle Pitts, the rookie tight end for the Atlanta Falcons. Very high draft pick, 4th overall. Of course, when you're a rookie in the NFL, there's always a learning curve no matter what, except with the only exception maybe being the running back position. But he is definitely on a learning curve this year. But this year will be great because he's going to be a top, I'm going to say 3 tight end next year probably after all of it's said and done. So now with that being said, I'm going to let Marty take over here. He is going to talk about the Seattle Seahawks versus the LA Rams game next on the schedule.
All right. Thank you, Tyler. The Seahawks traveling down to L.A. Our boom this week should be no surprise. It's Mr. Number 10, Cooper Kupp for the Los Angeles Rams. Kid's having a monster season. Great game for him against the stingy Seattle defense, Seattle secondary. So look for him to have a very good game. And the bust this week is, I believe, in my opinion, probably the biggest disappointment at receiver this year, and it's DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Something's going wrong in Seattle this year. Don't know what it is, but DK and Russ just haven't been on the same page this year as much as they were last year. I know a lot of you probably took DK with your first, maybe second pick of the season of the draft this year, and he has been a letdown all season. So Metcalf will be our bust in that game. And now we're traveling to the Baltimore Ravens versus the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay traveling to Baltimore this week, and our boom this week is going to be Mr. Devontae Adams, and our bust is going to be Hollywood Brown for Baltimore. Our next game we got on this is the Saints traveling down to good old sunny Tampa Bay. Our boom this week is going to be, surprisingly, Taysom Hill. He's going to be our boom this week in this game. And our bust is sadly going to be Mr. Leonard Fournette, who's been running wild the last couple of weeks. But Tyler told me earlier today, I questioned him on this, and he's like, dude, New Orleans has a top 4 run defense. So look for Fournette to be stifled a little bit this game. And our last Monday Night Football game of the season, I believe. Is that correct?
No, I don't think so.
Next Monday, and then that's it?
Man, I don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't looked that far forward. I just look at week to week.
I think this is the last Monday Night Football game. We'll have to check on that, and then we'll talk about it in our next video.
Cool.
It could be the Vikings going to Chi-Town to face the Bears. So look for our boom this week to be good old Montgomery, running back for the Bears. And another first for the Triple F fam. No bust. There won't be a bust this game.
Nope.
If I say any bust, it's going to be Justin Fields. That kid just hasn't proven it to me yet this year. So I'll go on a limb and say the bust will be Justin Fields. But as a team, we have decided that there will be no bust in this game because Cook, Jefferson, Cousins, they're all going to feed on Monday night.
Yep.
So be very game. So
Mooney, Montgomery, Field. I think Fields. So I think I think Fields gonna have a great game this week. I think Mooney's gonna be fed like crazy. And also, too, one side note, from this point forward, David Montgomery has the easiest running back schedule for fantasy football for the rest of the year. So just saying, guys.
Okay.
So,
nice.
Yeah. So just a cool fact. And number 2 on the list actually is Elijah Mitchell for the San Francisco 49ers. Has the second easiest fantasy football schedule for the running backs. His only hiccup is week 16 versus the Tennessee Titans or week 17 versus the Tennessee Titans. So I can't remember when he plays in what week. I apologize, but that's his only tough matchup. All the rest, starting with Atlanta this weekend, are absolutely great matchups for him too as well.
I think it's week 16, Tyler, because I believe I looked forward, and week 17 is all interdivision games between all teams.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds right to me. I just drew a blank for a second.
Yeah, all week 17 is all interdivision games for all teams. So
cool. Right on. So that is our booms and busts this week for week 15 of the NFL schedule. I hope you all like it. I hope this helps you adjust your lineups accordingly too as well. I know it's playoff season, so I know the pressure's up. It gets more tense. We want to win. We want to get the glory. We want to get that victory. And most importantly, we want that trophy and the bragging rights. That's the main thing. Man, yep. I want to tell my friends they suck. Or people that I don't even care about. Just be like, dude, you just suck at this crap. Like, you need to go get a real job, go get a day job, go do something else, or go watch the Fools. whatever, But then, I don't, So, I mean, if you watch the Fools, you're going to win. Just saying. Like 6 out of 7 playoff teams. I'm just saying. Not a big deal. 6 out of 11, 6 out of 7. That's not bad last time I checked. That's over 500. So,
and four of mine, I was in 5th place. So one more win here and there. I would have 9. I would have 10 out of them.
Yeah, that would be freaking sweet. So, anyways, we did good this year. We gave you some really good advice. Hopefully this carries over into the NFL fantasy playoffs. Good luck to y'all this week. Remember, if you do the ESPN Standard Leagues, it's 2 weeks here for you. So if you don't have the greatest first week, you can have a great second week and come back and still win. So don't sweat it too much. But get your team off to the right start. Make sure you play the right guys. Make sure you know the matchups. Just make sure you just have as much information as possible. That's what we're here for you. So, Marty, anything else?
Yes, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your kids, tell your wife, tell everybody, and let's grow this family more and more.
That's right. Grow the fam. And our next video, we have a special treat for y'all. We actually are going to give you the first and second teams for the fantasy football season for quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. We're going to give you the biggest surprise this year, the biggest bust this year for each category, and also the regular season fantasy football MVP. So check it out. We cannot wait to show you guys all this information, and girls, all this information. This is definitely going to help you throughout the rest of the year. And remember, this is just for regular season. And once the fantasy football playoffs are done, we're going to do another one with the first and second team and also the fantasy football MVP for the playoffs this year too as well. So, all right, fam. Well, we will see you very shortly in the next episode. Please let everybody know about us, spread the word about us, share us on all the social media platforms possible. We really appreciate it. We're definitely trying to grow, definitely trying to get ourselves out there. Also, too, if you want to see us talk about anything, if you want more information on any player, or if you want us to do a video about a certain subject, let us know. We will definitely provide that for you. So don't be afraid to ask for anything. We will be more than happy to help you with anything fantasy football related. That's what we're here for. So, all right, guys, we will see you very shortly in the next episode. All right, this is Tyler, the Uncool Fool, and that is
Marty McFly. We'll see you on the next one.
All right, take care.